Hello everyone, my name is Travis Knapp. I'm going to be going through our flight scenario presentation for Aviation 440. So my trip overview is going to be a family trip from Denton, Texas to Galveston, Texas. We're actually making this trip at the end of April here for Easter with my family. However, we'll be driving a car, not a Piper Seminole, unfortunately. Just to note some of the considerations here. The elevation's pretty low from Denton to Galveston, but we do have a little bit of complicated airspace going through the Bravo in Dallas and then through the Houston Bravo as well. All right, so as we consider this flight, we're going to go through our PAVE checklist. So we're going to consider the pilot, the aircraft, environment, and external factors. And there's just a lovely picture of Galveston Island. So we'll talk about the pilots first. So the two pilots on the airplane are going to be me and my father. So I'm a commercial pilot with low time in a multi, about 15 hours and 400 hours total time. I'm also an instrument pilot. And then my father is a 100-hour private pilot about to go and sit for his instrument check ride, coming up at the end of this week, actually. Yes, and he has zero multi-time, so I'll be the only one with multi experience. So the aircraft is our biggest concern here, just being that we have low experience in the airplane. So a few things we're going to consider is as it gets hotter and humid, we're concerned about our single-engine service ceiling, and then our takeoff and landing distances are pretty permissive because of the horsepower in both our engines and both Galveston and Denton, Texas having long runways for us to use over 7,000 feet. The airplane we are flying is a Piper Seminole. It has a G1000 avionics, which both me and my father are decently familiar with, and the aircraft has no autopilot. Okay, so talking about some of the environment issues here. We'll go through our NW craft checklist. Excuse me. NOTAMs, weather, known traffic delays, runway lengths, alternates available, fuel requirements, and takeoff and landing distances. I don't foresee any of those being an issue. There are a couple of issues with the NOTAMs here in Denton that our ILS is only working off its localizer, and the RNAV into 1.8 left here in Denton is also just using its LNAV minimum currently. And then a concern I have is at Galveston, their ILS approach takes you about 10 miles over the water, over the ocean. And so one, our airplane might not be equipped with the proper safety gear that's required for over water flight. And then also, if we're doing this in IMC with a multi-engine piston, I'd just be concerned. And if the ceilings were high enough, I'd want to do an opposite direction approach. Also a concern is temperature and humidity. Again, it's hot and humid right now, and just might decrease our single engine service ceiling. Again, a consideration if we're flying over the ocean, we want to make sure our single engine service ceiling is going to be able to keep us afloat with just one engine. All right, and then some external pressures that might affect our flight. So the desire to impress somebody, right? These are straight out of the PHAC here. Some hazardous attitudes. So the desire to impress somebody. The most dangerous words in aviation, watch this. And then the get there-itis, right? We're traveling for a family event. We don't want to show up late. We want to be there while everybody else is there. And that might cause us to make some decisions we want to otherwise make if this was a optional flight. So just being aware of these two things that are going to contribute to our psyche is important to note. Right, as well as our hazardous attitudes there, and just applying the appropriate anecdote. And then one other interesting thing, as me and my dad are both new pilots, and we're kind of transitioning into flying recreationally, and it's kind of been a funny thing of having an ill-defined PIC. I think on this flight I'll be a more defined PIC because I'm the only one who's operated a multi. I have my commercial multi rating. and he hasn't been in a multi yet. So I think it's a very clearly defined PIC. But there are some respect and power dynamics in the cockpit as well, just that we need to discuss before we get airborne. All right, and these are my references: the Aviation Instructor Handbook, my apologies, and then the POH, that chart we got.